Welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking WWE 2K20 and we're talking gameplay. Now there's no concrete detail about the gameplay for 2K20 just yet, but there is plenty of speculation that major changes are going to be made for the next installment of the WWE games franchise, and that could have major repercussions. Now I found an article which sums up these changes perfectly. I'm going to read you an extract from that article and then we're going to discuss this in detail. Now before we get into it, I want to make sure you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you stay up to date with all my WWE games content. Now this article has been linked via the description box below, and it details the reasons why 2K would look to make a major change with their WWE games franchise. So let's read you that extract. A report from GameIndustry.biz last year stated that 2K was set to make massive changes to their WWE 2K franchise, including assigning more resources as well as a full overhaul. The series was specifically mentioned by 2K Games president David Ishmael. I think that's how you say his name. Ishmael said that 2K were in the process of stepping up investment for the WWE franchise, which will come as great news to fans who have been complaining about the lack of improvements in the last couple of WWE 2K games. Ishmael said that this was part of Take-Two's plan on investing more on their current franchises while also keeping the door open for developing new IPs. WWE 2K deciding to invest more in WWE 2K20 may also be a result of the continuing trend of lower sales for the series with each new installment. WWE 2K19 did the lowest first week sales of any WWE 2K game, selling only an estimated 364,736 copies worldwide. What the WWE 2K series really needs is an overhaul, and it looks like 2K Games realise this. Now the major detail of this article is the numbers. That's where everyone's going to focus upon, the sales. And it appears that 2K are declining in sales each year. Now with that being the case, an overhaul might just turn that around. It might spike the interest, spike the sale, because it's new, it's fresh, everyone wants to see the improvements that 2K have made. It's something different. People are engaged by things that are different. However, a spike for the release of 2K20 on the basis that they're having a full overhaul might not fix the underlying issues of a 2K game. Now you're probably thinking, well of course it will, it's an overhaul, it will change the experience. Yes, but will it change the experience for the better? Because you may just have to be patient. 2K20 could be like 2K15, and 2K15 was a transitional game. 2K made the move from the previous gen to next gen, which is now current gen, and that game was the bare bones. It was stripped out. Lots of match types were removed. Lots of things were removed. But when you think about this, are we not setting up for the same scenario if we have an overhaul for WWE 2K20? Now 2K15 was the starting point, 16 gradual improvements, 17 people weren't keen on it, 18 we started to get there, and people were happy with 19 but they still expect more. Now all of that work then diminishes because we're going for an overhaul. So then we're starting again, starting from scratch, the bare bones. So history tells us that we'll be in that development process once again. 2K20 will be the start, 21 gradual improvement, 22, we might have some issues, we may have to revisit, reevaluate. 23, we fix those issues. 24, we're getting a bit better. Maybe 25, we have the game that we expected for 20. So I wouldn't say that an overhaul is going to give you everything that you want. It may give you some sparks to think this could be very cool. However, you are going to have to be patient if you want everything all singing and all dancing. Now that's not to say that I wouldn't like to see an overhaul, because if you take a look at 2K's NBA franchise, which comes all under their own banner, they've done a fantastic job, and there is more resource that goes into that than there is WWE. So if they can even that resource for WWE and they take it under their own banner and they say bye bye to Yuks, then we could see something that comes to the level of the NBA franchise. And one thing I will always say about the current WWE games that we get at the moment, they never quite feel robust. They never ever feel, to me, finished. And I feel that's because it's a combination of the two coming together. And whereas this would come under one banner, under 2K, they can make sure everything is tackled and worked out. And if they're going to be investing more money, they're going to be putting more hands on deck, then this could be possible. But it does come with reservation. So I want to get your views and opinions on this. I really want to hear from you about this. If you had the choice, would you want more improvements on what we currently have with WWE 2K19? I think 2K took great steps in 19 in limiting the problems. There were still issues there, but you saw the work that they put into My Career. If they then focused their time on Universe Mode, gave it the same love that they did with My Career last year, would that satisfy you? Would those sort of improvements, that sort of focus, make you want to stick with what you've got at the moment? Or are you reaching out for an overhaul and thinking, let's just take the risk? But if you take that risk, then you have to bear in mind that it might not be everything you wanted and hoped for initially, but then the step has been made for future games and it could be exceptional. So I really do want to hear from you guys. I think it's a great topic to talk about. The reason why I picked this article is because it noted all the key points. It noted the fact that WWE games would be looking to invest more in this franchise, which means that they would have more people working on this game, more money going into it, so you could see something replicated like their NBA franchise. It doesn't mention that they're going to bring it in-house, but you'd have to think that, because an overhaul would be to do away with the Yuks engine. Now, in addition to that, I don't think sales are the be-all and end-all off the back of the first week. I think that they can even themselves out over time. I also think as well, when you look at 2K as a company, Take-Two, they're not exactly hard up. So questioning just on the basis of sales, I wouldn't worry too much. From what I understand, WWE are quite happy with WWE games. So, you know, but there is work that needs to be done. So I really want to hear from you guys. We don't know if this is set in stone or not. We don't know if 2K are looking at a major overhaul for 2K20. We will surely find that out soon enough. We're gradually getting around to that time now where push comes to shove and some details do begin to emerge. But if we are, I'm just very interested to see how the community will react to it, because I think it would be massive excitement initially. Everybody will be speculating and probably naming every match type under the sun, and it would just be crazy. And then if the game is then released and it's a bit like 2K15, there'll be a severe backlash. And so I think you do have to have some perspective here, that if they do Overhaul, it could be a longer period to get to the ultimate game that you want. We've seen it, 2K15 to 19. We've been patient, but that's not to say that making that dramatic change then doesn't require more patience. So the question is to you, do you want the major overhaul, or would you be satisfied with some changes to universe mode, some more time invested into it, just like you saw with my career, then maybe looking at the DLC system and changing that slightly. Also as well, working on the patch system. I think it needs to be done more on the fly, more fixes when issues occur. Would those sort of changes appease you for 2K20? Because 2K19 was a decent game. It really was. It's the best that 2K have made to date. So with further improvements, it can only get better, can't it? But that's not to say that an overhaul wouldn't be very exciting. It would. It would be so exciting because it's different and everybody loves different. And if they can get anything close to that NBA franchise and make it more solid, more robust, it would be exciting to see. So I want to get your views and opinions on this in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Would you go down the route of improvements to what we've got at present? Or do you want to see an overhaul? And would you have the patience? That's one thing I do have to ask you guys. I think as a community, we have been patient, but there are at times moments where we're not so patient about things that really we should be. And if we go and make that dramatic change and then it doesn't come off, you're going to be like, well, I was patient waiting from 15 to 19 and now I've got this and it hasn't worked out, and now we're going to be waiting more years. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? So get involved. If I had to say, I'd go with, it's very difficult. I'd love to see the overhaul. I'd love to see it. But I think 2K have done well this year. So if they gave me the all singing, all dancing universe mode with story creator, with elements of GM mode in there, I might be partial to just seeing what's that's like. And if that doesn't pay off, then we'll go with the overhaul. But that's just me. The overhaul would be exciting though. So anyway, get involved in the comments. It's a very interesting topic. Love to hear from you guys. I'm sure other YouTubers will be talking about this too. But please rate, comment, and subscribe. This is Delzinski, signing out.